Welcome to Asian Anifacts, the channel about Chinese, Korean and Taiwanese actors and actresses. Today I will show you the lists of dramas of Guan Xiaotong, Part 4, which includes her role as the daughter of a parents divorcing in the family love drama Divorce Going On. Her role as the granddaughter of a family with an ailing grandmother on the family drama, The Warmth. And her role as the granddaughter of a family that suffers a lot at the unexpected family accident in the urban romantic drama Marry for Love. But before I continue, please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on who do you want me to feature next. Divorce Going On. 2006. Cast: Guan Xiaotong, Jiang Shan, Ding Zhiqing, Ping Yu, Wu Shoubua, Han Wenwen. She played Qian Xian, the cute and smart daughter of a businessman who runs a well-established company, and Meng Shuiqing, a surgeon who is strong on the surface and fragile on the inside. Qian Xian family was seen as happy and enviable in the eyes of the outsiders. However, one morning Qian Xian woke up her father as she has not seen her mother and she was about to be late to school. Qian Xian's father rushed to dress her and sent her to school. After Qian Xian's class was finished, her father picks her up as they are going into the house of her maternal grandmother, a single woman who raises her 3 daughters alone after her husband left them with another woman. Qian Xian was instructed by her father to lie about the whereabouts of her mother so as not to worry her grandmother. Qian Xian and her father were welcomed by the second sister of Meng Shuiqing, who was delighted to see her, and when she saw her grandmother she rushed to greet her and show her the drawing that she draws for her. Qian Xian clapped her hands cheering for her grandmother as her grandmother was trying to use the treadmill that Qian Xian's father gave to her grandmother. After they all settled to start the birthday celebration of Qian Xian's grandmother, as they are about to have a toast, Qian Xian asked her father to allow her to make a toast for her mother, and her father agreed. After they toast, the bell on the door rang and Qian Xian's father went to the door and he was surprised to see his wife who ignored him. Meng Shuiqing greeted her mother and made toast to her, recognizing all the suffering her mother had to endure in raising them. Meng Shuiqing continued to drink, which worried Qian Xian's grandmother and Qian Xian's 2 aunts. When Meng Shuiqing was completely drunk, she announced that she wanted to divorce her husband, which stunned all the people in the table. Qian Xian's father tried to move Meng Shuiqing, promising that he would change all the things she hated as long as they continued to be married, but Meng Shuiqing refused to reconcile, and she even brought Qian Xian to her mother's house. Qian Xian was sad that her parents were divorcing, but after a few days various events prevented her parents from divorcing, which made her happy. Qian Xian parents even attend her performances, and she had hoped that her parents would not divorce anymore. However, Qian Xian was approached by the ex-fiancé of her aunt, who informed her that her parents will still divorce, and she was urged to wait with her parents with a banner telling her parents not to divorce. The Warmth. 2007. Cast: Guan Xiaotong, Zhang Jiayi, Su Shoulin, Zhao Deqing, Zhu Feng, Zhang Yudi. She played Cozy, the only daughter of the Yan family. Her father Yan Jigua is the eldest son of the Yan family who works in Beijing, while his parents and siblings lives in their hometown Guangzhou. Cozy and her parents spent the Mid-Autumn Festival on her father's hometown, but because of her grandmother's excitement on the coming of Yan Jigua, she fainted and was hospitalized. Once the festival was over, Cozy and her parents returned to Beijing, but her father instructed her younger uncle and younger auntie to inform him of their mother's illness. Yan Jigua finally learned his mother's kidney disease and he rushed back to his hometown with Cozy. Yan Jigua was greeted by his siblings and updated him on the health status of their mother, and as he went inside the room he tried to act brave in front of his mother as he doesn't want to make his mother worry. However, Yan Jigua's mother wanted to go home as she was worried about the medical expenses, and she doesn't want to be a burden with her family. So, Yan Jigua called Cozy, who was waiting at the door of the room, and his mother happily hugged Cozy. And through the encouragement of Cozy and the whole family, her grandmother finally had the courage to fight the disease and promises to cooperate with the doctor. Yan Jigua talked to his mother's doctor, and the doctor suggested looking for his old classmate in Beijing, a doctor who has specialization for Yan Jigua's mother's disease. Yan Jigua headed to Beijing and left Ko Zi in the care of his siblings. Later, Ko Zi's grandmother recovered well from the surgery and was sent home, where she was warmly welcomed by her families and neighbors, and she was moved when she found out that Yan Jigua, her son, donated a part of his kidney for her. Marry for Love. 2007. Cast: Guan Xiaotong, Li Xiaoran, Li Yaping, Ding Haifeng, Zheng Weili, Su Shoulin. She played Lu Beibei, the only granddaughter of the Lu family who lives in a modest house in Beijing. Lu Beibei was loved and adored by her parents, grandparents, and Aunt Lu Mi, a beautiful lady who works in a photo studio. A TV reporter went to Lu Beibei's school and interviewed her and some of her classmates. Hearing this, Lu Beibei's family excitedly watched the interview. The reporter asks Lu Beibei what she wants when she grows up, and she answers that she wants a puppy, while her classmates answer the same question with profession or job. Because of her answer, Lu Beibei was teased by her father for being good for nothing, but her Aunt Lu Mi and grandparents defended her against her father for her answer. The next day, a man suddenly appeared in Lu Beibei's house and confessed to Lu Beibei's grandparents about his feelings for Lu Mi, which surprised the whole family. Lu Mi went home with a small dog, but her mother refused to accept the dog and told her to return it. But when Lu Beibei went home from school and heard the barking of the dog from her Lu Mi's room, Lu Beibei excitedly runs to the room and carried the small and begged her aunt to give the dog to her, which Lu Mi happily agreed. When the family was about to eat dinner, Lu Beibei's father reprimanded her and refused to accept the dog, but she insisted on keeping the dog and her grandparents backed her up. Lu Mi teased her mother for refusing the dog when she asked to adopt it, but readily accepted the dog when Lu Beibei asked for it, but her mother smirked on her and depended on Lu Beibei. One day, Lu Beibei's father, who was the PE teacher on their school, suddenly fainted on the playground, and the hospital examination results showed kidney necrosis, requiring dialysis and even kidney failure replacement, which causes the whole family to worry as they don't have the money for the operation, but they need to help Lu Beibei's father. Fortunately, Lu Mi and her boyfriend helped to fund the operation, which made Lu Beibei's grandmother to accept Lu Mi's boyfriend into the family, and was even invited to have dinner with the Lu family. However, the operation failed and Lu Beibei's father urgently needed a kidney transplant, and Lu Mi and her boyfriend no longer have funds to help for another operation. Lu Mi was approached by her classmate who offered to help them financially if she would agree to marry him. Lu Beibei's father found out the offer of Lu Mi's classmate and he begged his sister not to do it. And Lu Beibei's father decided to leave so as not to burden his family anymore. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.